Welcome into the crypto bunker. Today we're going to talk about some of the things I'm seeing in the charts, some of the news that's coming out about Ethereum, and this trend line that, I honestly only discovered recently. There's a trend line here that we've been covering. We're just closing just a little bit above it, but I think this one's more accurate because it called this bottom in this specific correction, and so I want to make sure I'm bringing you guys the correct trend lines. And so I think it hit bottom here, and then it hit this bottom here. But now we're closing back above the previous one, and I think that what we're in is a descending wedge. And I've said this before, but my base case is that we are in this descending wedge. We are in this corrective phase, but at the end of the day, we're probably going to move higher because the corrective phase that comes in like a wedge, just like this and just like this, usually is a continuation pattern, especially when you go up and then you come down and correct like this. Okay, so there's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to be worried about. I also am not a financial advisor, so obviously I have to say that, but no one knows what the future holds. I think that a lot of things have happened in the past week since I made a video. So we had the Fed, Jerome Powell, who came out and basically said, we are open to changing our plan to raise interest rates. He also said, we want to be accommodative towards what's happening in the economy. And so if we do get a change in, the economy, which I think we will, I think growth is actually going to slow. I think we're at peak growth. I think we're at peak inflation. So if we're at peak inflation and peak growth, and both of those things are going down into 2022, I expect them to push back raising rates. And that's what everyone's freaking out about with the market right now, is everyone's trying to price everything in, right? So everyone's rotating around. They're trying to figure out which assets they should be in for this next run, right? And a lot of people think, okay, we might have like a 3-month window here from now until about end of February, probably beginning of March. Now all of a sudden it seems like everyone's saying that that's the time frame for risk assets to be good, because the market is always pricing in the future. It's always pricing in what's about to happen, 6 months from now. And so even a year from now. And so the market's trying to price in, the potential of rates. It's also pricing in this new Omicron variant. But I think we've seen data from South Africa that's come in that cases have gone crazy, but deaths have not really moved yet. So what we're waiting on is to see, are the deaths going to spike in South Africa, because we've had the variant already spike in the cases. So are we going to get that? So the market's sort of adjusting. It's pricing in all of these risky things that are happening, of course, like always. But I think with the combination of COVID being sort of ever present, and that's unfortunate. And hopefully you guys are keeping yourselves healthy. The vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, different things you can do for yourself. You can build your immunity over time. So make sure that you're continuing to do that stuff. Anyway, so basically what is happening is that the market is pricing all these things in. And we can see that this dip is getting bought. It got bought on this dip, it got bought here. And so what we're experiencing now is sort of a rounded bottom, right? And it's getting picked up, it's getting picked up. So we had a 1, a 2, and a 3, basically, right? And, let's take a look at the Nasdaq, because I think that, and it's funny because doesn't this sort of look a little bit similar to Ethereum, this run up right here? is sort of this same trend line. I think that Ethereum is sort of a leverage bet on the Nasdaq a little bit. And I think that Bitcoin is sort of, that same thing. I think that ETH is looking very strong against Bitcoin, and we will look into that in a few minutes. But I wanted to take a look at this Nasdaq chart because I think personally, I believe that the Nasdaq is bottoming. Okay, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 days. This is sort of a triple. This is kind of a double bottom, I guess. I mean, if you look at it on like the hourly, you can see sort of 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. If we look at Ethereum in this same time frame, see if we can do a 3-hour chart here. What I am seeing is a 1, a 2, and a 3. Okay, so this is what's called a triple bottom. And I believe that we have bottomed. And, I'm comfortable saying that. I'm not saying to go take leverage now, right? I'm not saying to go put on leverage right now. I have no leverage right now. What I have been doing is I've been selling my NFTs. Unfortunately, and it sucks, I had to sell my monkey. I sold my stoner cat. I sold all my atom bombs, and I'm going to probably sell, well, I'm not sure about this. I have the smiles as well. So I had a pretty sick collection. I regret it a little bit, but I sold 7 NFTs and I got back like 2.5 ETH. And you never really know. And the Atom Bomb squad was super liquid right now. Everyone's like loving the Atom Bomb squads. Everyone wants them right now. And so, I probably undersold some of my Atom Bombs because I had a sick collection. But at the end of the day, it is about the money for me. Okay. So I'm not going to say it's not about the money. It's about the community. I love the Atom Bomb squad community. I love the NFT community. I love being in Twitter spaces. I love, just conversing, following, people from those communities. I love the Big Head Club. I still have an Oni Ronin from that. Anyway, I just think that if you have a ton of NFTs, which I don't, but I feel even uncomfortable with having that many NFTs when I know in my heart that Ethereum is more important than these NFTs, right? At the end of the day, these are digital, JPEGs. And, it's about like the community. I get that, but it's also about making money for me. So I decided that if I profited off every single bomb. I sold my monkey for way too cheap. And I just wanted the liquidity. I had a rare monkey. I sold it for 0.5. And people scooped it up, right away. And anyway, so I'm just so bullish on ETH. I think ETH is going to 20K. We've been in this long accumulation phase. Okay. So if we look at this on a logarithmic scale, like this, let's look at it. Let's look at it on a weekly, on a logarithmic scale. Okay. Let's look at it on the weekly on a logarithmic scale. You tell me, where's the blow off top here? Where did the blow off top come in? Did it ever come in? I don't see it. I see this as a blow off top or, this, right? We kind of accumulated here. And this is kind of the phase I think we're in. I think we're right in here, right in here. And I think we're going to get this. Okay. So if we got an equivalent move similar to that here, that didn't really work out, huh? I think 10K is in the cards. I think 15K, I think 20K is in the cards. this is sort of a trend line I've been looking at on this logarithmic, because we hit the top here, right? We're coming from the bottom here. We hit this trend line here, and then we hit that top. And so the top of that is like 12K. So I think that, you know, somewhere around 15K maybe is what I'm thinking. You know, where I'm looking to sort of sell is around probably 15 to 20K for a few ETH. And then I'm just going to progressively sell all the way up from there. And I'm going to keep some of my, you know, I guess I would say I'm going to keep about 60 to 65% of my stack staked. I have that staked, and I'm just going to keep it staked basically forever. And I'm probably going to just stake it until 100K. And then I'll probably, you know, and then I will think about, I'll probably sell at that point, you know, because I'll be, you know, like a millionaire or whatever at that point. So see if I can get back to this. We're gonna look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. All right. Because this is probably one of the most important charts in crypto. And so if we look at this on the weekly, this looks insane. This is a giant cup and handle. And so what I believe is that this is what we're looking at here. I think we're looking at around 0.13. I would not be surprised to go higher, but markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. And in this case, solvency might just mean mentally solvent, because we need to make sure that we are not falling for these psyops of these corrections, right? These corrections are psyops. And what I mean by that is that these are whales manipulating the price to make you scared and to take your bags. And so this is what I believe is happening here with ETH Bitcoin. You know, this was a big time wedge that we formed from about May until recently. And, you know, this is sort of what I think we're looking at is around 0.1 to 0.123. Let's take a look at Polygon. So Matic, in my opinion, is a leveraged bet on Ethereum. And the reason I say that is because Polygon is leveraging Ethereum security. They're leveraging Ethereum technology, EVM, right? Ethereum virtual machine. They're using the same coding language. And so they're acquiring ZK rollup teams. Okay, so that's zero knowledge proofs. And the concept behind zero knowledge proofs, everyone's talking about it. You're probably like, what even is this? Like, this is crazy. And it is. And I don't even know enough about it to tell you what it is. Okay. But I will say that it creates more privacy for the user, which is what we want. We want to be able to have our assets without other people knowing we have those assets, but with the blockchain knowing that we have those assets. That's pretty much what it is. So it's me knowing I have it, the blockchain knowing I have it, but you don't know that I have it. And so I can use multiple accounts, and I can link those accounts and then be able to sign a transaction or sign something to the other account. No one knows except the blockchain and yourself. Those are a few different ideas that I think sort of cover what we're looking at. But yeah, so what I think we're looking at here, this is the trend lines that they did, sort of a new trend line. I always like to just like reassess what my trend lines are. You know, we broke below here, but we tested it and we made it, and we kind of broke above. We tested it. We came back. We sort of tested it. We tested it here on this correction, and so that's where I made that trend line there. And then this one I just made from the top to that. And then we're sitting right above it. So we went above it. We kind of, we got lost. And now we're testing it. So if we break, I've been saying 380, right? This is what I said in the original Matic video that I made, maybe a month and a half ago, or maybe 5 weeks ago at this point. This is what we're looking at. And if I did this from here to here, it actually brings us to a higher price. And I think that's fair. 440, 438, we'll say. Okay, so my new target for Matic is 440. I don't even know if I'll sell at 440 because I truly believe that if ETH goes to 20K or 15K even, that Matic will be $10 because like I said, it's a leverage play on Ethereum. Right now it's a $14 billion market cap. So to get 5x from here, which is $10, okay, we would have to go to $70 billion market cap. If Ethereum's at 2 trillion, I think Polygon would deserve to be a 10th, or, I guess I would say Polygon would deserve to be at least, a good portion of that. I don't know what the percentage is, to be honest, actually. And, but I think that it probably is like it's going to end up being the leading scaling solution for Ethereum. And so to scale Ethereum to the world is Polygon's goal. So they're like one of the only teams that's focused on scaling Ethereum like hardcore. They think they're Ethereum maxis basically, which I like because I believe in Ethereum as well. And I'm a borderline maxi as well. But because Matic is, telling people that, we're basically love Ethereum and we want to scale it. That's why I love it. They're also like the best play on the metaverse you could possibly have. They have partnerships with like 9 different, metaverses or something. And like gaming, crypto gaming, they have metaverse, they have, they have an explosion. They have Ricochet Exchange. Let me throw that out there. If you guys are looking to dollar cost average into, Matic, ETH, Bitcoin, Maker, Idle Finance, you can do that on Ricochet Exchange. It's on Polygon. Check them out on Twitter. It's actually real-time investing. So you're able to dollar cost average every second into these assets. So you never have to worry about the dips and all that. Like you're catching every single second of all the dips. It's amazing. And you also get paid in their RIC token to do that, which is really cool. The RIC token's like blowing up. It's like worth like $1.50 now. And you can earn like a lot of money per month, just streaming into those assets. Basically your reward for doing so. So yeah, like I was saying, I think that we sort of bottomed in the Nasdaq. I think we bottomed in Ethereum. And I'm just gonna call it. I might be wrong. But yeah, I mean, let me just take a look at the log chart because I think that we're actually gonna blow off top in this. I don't think we've seen a blow off top. I just don't like, I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say, but this obviously was like our first blow off top, right? So look at the angle of that. Like we were kind of going, this is a similar angle to like what we're doing now. And then we went bam. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, angle, angle, angle. Okay. I could see that as being like people thinking it's blow off top. But at the same time, like we've just been in this channel. So that's my cat, Mac. We've just been in this channel, okay? And so like we haven't really broken out of the channel. And so I think like once we break out, that'll sort of be like the move that we see like a really big sort of blow off. Like I expect to hit like 25K on the Nasdaq. Like that's how crazy I think it's going to get. Because I think what will happen is we're going to get one of these other events. Okay, hopefully it's not bad. But there just seems to be these events that are almost perfectly timed to where the Fed is kind of bailed out, right? Like they're kind of bailed out of their plan. And their plan was to raise interest rates. But then, oh, look, something happened. Now we can't raise interest rates because they know you can't raise interest rates on a Ponzi scheme. And the Ponzi scheme is the debt, right? Look at all the debt that we've had to deal with. Okay. You can't, we're insolvent. Our government's insolvent. We're insolvent as a nation. And so anyway, I just think that this is something to look at. And then another thing, Ethereum, okay? Adidas, Nike, Budweiser, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Shopify, Microsoft, JP Morgan. I could go on. They are all building on Ethereum, okay? And MasterCard, Visa, those are the main two actually that recently Visa is building a layer 2 solution and so is MasterCard now to help with like payments and stuff. I think that people just aren't pricing anything in really right now. I think Ethereum will be 100K one day, which is 10 trillion. And that's, I mean, to be honest, it's just conservative. And I think you just have to know like the Nasdaq is 20 trillion and Ethereum is like that, you know, it's like the entire blockchain industry sort of in one asset. It also is going to allow you to earn 6% and they're going to be constantly burning it, which is like a constant buyback. So it's like owning the Nasdaq if you could earn 6% interest plus them, you know, burning or buying back the stock with their own money. So there's no reason Ethereum couldn't be $19 trillion, and that would be a $200,000 Ethereum. It's going to be a deflationary asset, which means it's going to be decreasing in supply over time. And, you know, with ZK rollups coming online, I think that this is going to be like the future. And, you know, I think layer 2 solutions will be the story of 2022. So with all that being said, I think Ethereum is the best bet in crypto. Even better than like any altcoins. Like I was saying, maybe Matic can keep up. I think Matic is sort of a leverage play because of these roll-up solutions that they'll be scaling with. And so, you know, a lot of the transactions for this network are going to be happening on Ethereum. And so, I mean, if we look at the weekly here, right? Let's look at this. Like we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 weeks in a row. I'm not even going to count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And remember, guys, I called this. Okay. I made a video up here when we printed this candle. I said this is a gravestone doji and that we are due for a correction. Now we're in the correction. Okay. I got out of the leverage up here. Now we're down here. It's actually technically safer to take leverage here though. Technically, if you got out up here, right? Obviously there's certain leverage where you can't get liquidated. I get that, but you should never bet money you can't lose. You know, but it's tempting to take leverage here because I believe the risk is lower because of this correction. We've had 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you know, almost never. Well, yeah, no, we haven't had, that's an interesting stat. We have not had 3 weeks, 4 weeks in a row, actually. That's another thing that's just tempting about this is that we've never had more than 3 weeks. So that's interesting. When's the last time we had 3 weeks? Let's look at that. And like, if you guys are still here, I mean, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, but barely. Even on this massive correction, 4, but barely. Even here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's only the biggest possible corrections that we've had 4 weeks in a row. And I just don't see that as this. And so I'll just be flat out with you. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, possibly taking just some leverage. And then if something happens and we come down here, I guess this is sort of the weekly. I don't even know if I would call this like an official thing here, but those are just like and you can just see, right? Like what got bought up, what got bought up, right? It looks like to me that these dips are getting bought up because you can see, like that. And I think we close the week Sunday night. If we close the week at 4140 or higher, or even right on the dot 4140, you heard it here first. That's the signal, because that is the dragonfly doji. We had the gravestone doji. The dragonfly doji is like this. It looks like this here. Okay. And if we get that at the bottom of a correction, no less, and we have a flat doji here with this, we're going way, way higher. And, don't be surprised. Like, let's just see where we are in this. Yeah. See, this is what people are saying, right? End of February, beginning of March. That's like perfectly lined up with around 15K. So if those things line up, I will probably take profits there, but I don't want to sell myself short, and neither should you. We're not selling ourselves short by taking profits too early. Okay. So we want to make sure that we can take profits on the way up, but the majority of the profits should be taken, if you can, towards the top. And we have a confluence of things that are telling us that this has sort of been an accumulation, and that now we're entering into a possible blow off top situation, which we've all been waiting for. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, wow. Okay. So on the weekly, we're looking at this, which I'm probably going to tweet out because this looks really good. Is that the top, we had resistance, we broke resistance. Now we come back and test it. The longer we test this region, which we already have 3 weeks in a row, the more likely it is that we can go. Okay. So I'm looking at it. Okay. So hope you guys got something out of this video. Please like, subscribe, share. Maybe I'll try to share this on Twitter. I'm not sure. But anyway, have a great night. Let's go.